Hi guys, like a creature of habit, I'm walking again down the same road. Hopefully won't fall down the same hole. How is everybody? Sunday. I didn't get to see your live, Kelly, if you're watching, but I'm going to. I just saw little snippets of it. And props to you for having that guest on, and props to the guest for going on. That took balls from both sides. Be interesting to see how that turned out. It's a situation I found pretty shocking, a horrific story, and I'm not sure how anyone involved is going to recover from this one, to be honest. I'm not on board with that one. Ooh, what's going on? Yeah, so I will watch that later. It's so interesting, isn't it? This is what I was saying before, that there's a line, such a blurry line in humanity, isn't there? That, here's a question. When did you first start getting interested in the more extremes of life, or the sort of darker, or the more furthest away, more taboo-ish facets of people's stories of lives? I.e., when did you first start getting into true crime? Was there a certain moment, or a book, or a film, or an experience, hopefully not a bad one, or a story? Because they're so interconnected. I remember the first time I really got kind of scared, really, was I was given a book and it was about ghost stories, blah, blah, blah. And there was a picture of a nun. It's quite a famous story, I think, and she had stigmata, and she was sitting in the bed in all her glory, and she had like blood running out of her eyes and her hands, and I found the story just so horrific and terrifying. I read it over and over and over and over again. Underneath my covers, the hairs were standing up, I had goose pimples, I felt ill. You know, it was such a horrific picture that I couldn't stop looking at it. I was only super young. And the ghosts, and I kept that book, and I was just sort of triggered in a way, but I can't say what the sensation was now. And then I remember some naughty babysitters of ours, when I was about 10, showed us the film The Exorcist and American Werewolf in London. Now my favourite film of all time. Let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. I'd love to know your answers about this. What is your favourite horror film? Lots of questions today. For me, American Werewolf in London is perfect. Sexy, scary, credible effects. John Landis, brilliant, and terrifying. Anyway, I digress. So I was shown these films, and I literally was sweating and shaking in my bed the entire night. My parents came home and found this quivering mess, and I had to try and explain the babysitter showed us a film with her head turning around, and she had all this green stuff coming out of her mouth. You know, absolutely petrifying. But I'd always been interested and wanting to see more of that kind of stuff, and I don't know why. And I think that an interest in true crime, because it always had to be a real case. I wasn't really interested in novels or someone else's interpretation of something that didn't exist. You know, I wanted to know more about how this was happening, this sort of side of life, and I don't know why. So when was your first experience of when you realized that you had a sensation within you connected to true crime, whatever that sensation was? And here's another question: what was that sensation? Keep it clean. But our interest in crime is age-old. It's as old as crime itself. You know, in the 18th century, everything was public. They had broadsides to public executions, which basically told you about the person and the crime and everything. It was sort of like a whole theatrical event. 19th century, there were newspapers depicting in horrible detail the Ripper murders, and everybody read it. You know, public executions only became private in 1888. I could be wrong there, please let me know. But it was a public event. So it's everyone. There's a certain part in society that wanted to see this. And, you know, later on, once we became more, I guess, aware of our emotions and society as a whole, that perhaps it wasn't such a healthy thing to have them so public, and that we'd evolved onwards, they became more private, not completely, but more private. So it's age old. And I wonder what the interest is. I try to ask myself all the time. Is it certain crimes? I feel it's certain crimes that take over the collective imagination. Is it because there are so many bits missing in a story that we feel the need, that we want to fill in the blanks, as it were? You know, like a film, you want to see shot by shot what actually happened. I don't like talking about the Watts case, but I remember when I first heard about it, I used to just close my eyes and go, what happened in that house? How? When? What went on? What was the change from this moment to this moment? How did it get from there to there? Because it was so beyond anything I'd ever seen. But it had that extra part of it, in that we saw beautiful Shanann and the children so many times on social media. It kind of brought out another sensation within us, that we almost felt that we knew a part of her, you know, which I guess draws us in stronger. And I've forgotten my thread. Yes, is it that, has crime changed, would you say? The way that our world has changed since the internet. Everything has changed. Our youth have changed. The way that they will evolve has changed. The way we communicate has changed. Has crime changed? You know, certain crimes have changed, but has it really, really changed? Has how we feel about it changed? And what is that sensation that makes us want to look at it? It's a bit like, you know, you drink something awful and you go, ugh, taste that. Why do I want to taste that? But you do. And it may sound flippant, that I'm being flippant in all this. It's not. I'm just trying to get what I want to say out of my head. What is the sensation? What is it? Is it that we can safely, in our homes, all cozy, watch this stuff and know that it wasn't us, or I'm safe? Why is it that we can't watch the news, real stuff happening in real time? We're horrified, but yet we could go and watch a movie about a grotesque or macabre situation, or read a story about a really horrific crime. Why is that? What is it? What's going on? And what does it make us? What does it make us that we are interested in that? It's very interesting, the true crime community on YouTube. I find that there's a lot of stuff going on. And as I said in the beginning, there is a blurry line between what's normal and acceptable and perhaps what isn't. It's a really grey area. And there are behaviours that go on YouTube within this community that, for me, are in that grey area. Hence why I speak up about it. And I speak up about it, and I'm still getting grief from people that disagree with me, yet not one of them has been able to have an actual conversation with me or engaged in any kind of logic whatsoever. Today I got a message randomly: you are the most vilest non-entity ever, and you know it. Well, if I'm a non-entity, that would denote that I don't exist, right? And that I know it. How would I know I'm a vile non-entity? Even real criminals, do they know that they're a vile non-entity? Are they aware of themselves in this way? And then I had another sort of interaction with another troll, and all I said was I commented on somebody's channel on a film that they'd made about nature, And the person replied, they'd swooped. The zombies had arrived within 5 minutes. I was watching a documentary the other day, and this person killed all their children, and I just wanted to hug all my children, and that's what I'm going to do all weekend. I'm going to hug my children. And it went on and on and on to me, and I was like, what? Hold on a minute, I don't know this person, I've just commented on someone else's channel. And then I realised one by one, the zombies came out. They all came one by one, and then conversation was nil, because by that point, these guys are sporting. Okay, so this is where the grey area lies. I feel now that the only way YouTube can be successful, and probably what it was, and be a respectful platform, is to have registered accounts. That's it. Because there's too many people ducking and diving, flipping and flopping, and hiding. And that's not creative. It doesn't do anything creative whatsoever. All it does is ruin a platform for everybody else. And so all these people that sort of come after me or come at me, they're all hiding. They're all cowards. They don't put their face out there, and they all just keep on. And then when I try to engage in a conversation, I get back, I said, oh, please just pick on someone your own size and leave me alone. The text I got back was, how dare you pick on me in my size? I am happy being a petite woman. And I suddenly knew all this person's dimensions, and I knew their emotions and feelings. It's raining. Because it wasn't real. None of it is real. These people are acting out. A troll is somebody acting out, right? In a very negative and aggressive manner. So I keep trying to talk as an adult in a logical conversation. It just won't ever happen, because that's not what these people are interested in. Because all these people want to do is create chaos, drama, to trigger other people, and to promote absolute negativity on public platforms. And there's no point in trying to converse with them, or find out what's going on, or appease, or make peace, or ask to have a conversation, because then they wouldn't have a purpose on YouTube or anywhere, right? What would they do? What are they going to do? Sit down and go, yeah, okay. No, they won't. And it just makes me think, what if you met someone in the street like that? Or what if people actually spoke like that? If you said, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Hi. Don't you ask me how I am. How dare you say, how are you? How are you, denoting that I'm me, not you? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. I'm going to make sure that all your subs know how disgusting you are. Vomit emoji, laughter emoji. Second zombie. Yeah, you were on other channels saying that I was, how are you? And I know that it's a code for trying to destroy me and bully me. You are a sick person. You look like a dead lizard that I left underneath the door with your beaky nose. And can you imagine? That'd be a hilarious character, wouldn't it? If people actually said that to each other. This person, you are the, hi, how are you? You're the vilest non-entity and you know it. Yeah. Be hilarious. But these people feel perfectly okay saying it while hiding, because they're cowards. And this again is the grey area. For me, I feel that at a push, it's borderline antisocial, psychopathic behavior. Borderline, right? Takes nothing to just have a conversation with someone. Takes nothing to clear up the rubbish. If there's been a misunderstanding, or someone doesn't like you, or this, that, the other, someone can take the piss out of you, someone can do anything. But when you actually approach them, it all goes to nothing, because nothing they've said is real in any way whatsoever. It's sport to them. It's negative sport. Anyway, have you been trolled, guys? Have you been trolled? And I mean really, really trolled. As in, this weird person you don't know, you'll never meet, you don't know if they're male or female, they absolutely create crazy making behavior, they do gaslighting, nothing makes any sense, all designed to make you question your own self. Wasp! Have you had that? And as a true crime enthusiast, do you see that as the beginnings of something sinister? Okay, here's a question. Do you think trolling is sinister? At what point does trolling become sinister? I've been rambling on. Today's ramblings, I'm going to continue with my walk and then eat some crisps. Have a good day, everyone. Let me know your first experience with true crime and what you felt. Have a good day.